You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, got in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it turnpike miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Gianlutis, and if you've been keeping up with some of our recent videos and some of our recent messages, you might have noticed that we are bringing you more and more approaches and interventions that you can use right away as soon as this video ends, whether it be for your own personal growth or the growth of another area of your life. And as you can see from today's title, we're bringing you an approach to help heal relationships, another area of your life, and switch things up to bring more energy or action back onto the scene. And we brought this approach to a few of our clients last week, and even in our sessions, it sparked new thoughts on their end for ways to heal or grow with the people that are in their life right now. So I'm glad that you're here, because it might spark new answers for your specific situation as well. But before we get into it, if you guys haven't subscribed to Once a Week yet on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss a new message that might change everything for you in the week moving forward and the weeks ahead. Because one small change can create a massive, massive ripple effect, and one of our videos could spark that ripple effect for you. So please subscribe so you don't miss a thing. But for today, let's get right into this. So this idea of healing relationships was sparked last week in a few sessions, but in one particular, the friction in the relationship was apparent. The tension had been there for a while, the stress, but despite all that, there was still the underlying factor of love that has kept these two people together for quite some time. And I think many people can relate to that, because relationships do change over time. Circumstances do change over time. However, the struggle that pops up is that despite the external changes or the personal changes going on, oftentimes we don't make the changes necessary to keep a spark in the relationship because we continue to do what worked all along. If it worked before, it's going to work again. But just like anything, when you do the same thing over and over and over and over again, you may get a similar result, but can get stale at times. And usually what brings two people together in the beginning of a relationship is the newness in life, the change and the spontaneity that they bring, because it brings the joy, it brings the fun, and it cultivates that love. It's incredible. But as great as that sounds, human nature still tends to be find what works and stick with that, the routine, the pattern, etc., which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. But when we find friction building in relationships, when that tension, that stress continues to grow, often signs point to a change needing to happen. But if we are so set in our ways, many of us just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and don't realize that we're just adding fuel to the fire. We need to bring variety back to the relationship by doing something different. In our session last week, we dove into this entire approach because in talking about what could help a husband and a wife heal the friction that they're feeling, we threw an idea out there. And a husband's thought is, okay, we're going to talk about it, we're going to create a plan, and then we're going to execute that plan, and it should work out, everything will be good like that. And that's not wrong, but that's a very masculine approach. Planning, strategy, I love it. But when there's tension building and the need for a healing, the spontaneous action from husband to wife or wife to husband can bring the energy back into a relationship in an incredible, a great way. Because that one action brings fun back. It's different. It brings joy back. It's not the same old routine of trying to solve a problem and talking about it and giving each member a job to do. When two people start dating and the fire is there, it's because what you want, it's spontaneous, it's there. We heal relationships by going back to how things were in the beginning. How did you have fun with your spouse back then when the fire just started? In our session, this was a very fun conversation to have, because when you break out of the same frame of mind, like the approach you've always done, like creating a plan and then switching to just say, going for it, go for it, go for the other person. There's a light switch that goes off in our minds because you change your way of thinking. Your new question then becomes how you two can have fun again, not what you need to fix now just to feel good. Take the problem out of it. Then when you two are in a more enjoyable mindset because you had the fun, you go back to the idea of what you need to fix if it's still there. Because when you're both at a high energy mood, you can think from a greater place, bringing new answers in, but also bringing the willingness from either side to work things out. Friction in that moment is then relieved out of joy that you two created yourselves by having the time and taking action with each other. One of the greatest things you could have in this life is someone who cares about you and is willing to walk this journey with you. But when you have that person there, we need to make sure that we don't get so set on the same routine over and over and over and over and over again. Certainty is a major need for all of us in life. It's built into us. We like what we like, but too much certainty creates boredom and staleness in any area of life. Whether on what you actively do or what runs through your mind over and over and over again. We need to bring variety in time and again to make sure the fun, the fire, and the joy continues to burn over time. So there doesn't need to always be a plan. Just action, like you used to do when the relationship began. Spontaneous, go for it. We're supposed to live life in that mindset time and again. So if there's a relationship in your life that might have had that friction building for a while, go back to the beginning, because you in that moment were a different person. How can you relieve the tension in the relationship by doing something different with that person or for that person? And at that point, go for it. Simple as that. No overthinking, no planning, just you and that person living life and having a good time while doing it, because if you're gonna have a relationship, that's the person you want there. But life has so many stressors already. Why not take a break from the stress for a while and do something different you haven't done in a long time, or do something different and do something new for yourself or for the relationship? I think now more than ever in this world, we need to break routines and enjoy life again. So think on what that looks like for you so you can bring more life back to life. Think about it. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to close it off with that because that's so much to think on already. If you have to, rewatch it to make sure you grasp the pieces. But if you guys have questions on this, by all means, comment below or find me on social media and ask. And as always, guys, like this message on YouTube, share this message to someone who you feel needs to hear it. Maybe someone who has brought you these stressors. They can clear them for them. And guys, subscribe for more once-a-week messages coming at you every single Sunday. But I'm going to say this, guys, before this entire video ends, go for it. It's as simple as that. Masculine side is that we want to plan everything, we want a strategy, we want to execute the plan, and then we go for it and we think that's it. And in many settings of life, that does work. It really does. But with a relationship, you have to meet the other side. Might not be the entire masculine energy that you're so used to, or it could be the opposite. Maybe too much feminine energy. Two different sides of life. But you gotta meet the person where they're at. But if your relationship started because it was spontaneous, it was new, and you knew that the love had just started, it was there, it was being cultivated. And over time that continued, and it felt so great, but then it's as if the routine, without you even knowing it, became the same over and over and over and over again. And that's why videos like this, or books for that matter, pop up that spark you, because it changes the way you think. So if your relationship has reached a point where there is friction, there is tension, there is stress, and even that's becoming the norm, but you see that it's taking its toll on you or your spouse, you need to take that step back, think on what could be different, and then take action on what could be different. Don't plan it out, just go for it so it can wow the other person in your relationship, and then that brings them back to you. It brings the love back. Guys, take that and run with it. But to close this off, guys, if anyone is in need of a coach, someone to step into these situations, relieve that friction, and help you or even help the family or relationship, guys, go to BillyGLifeCoaching.com. You can set up a free call with me, and I'm going to be right there for you, and we're going to dive into it. By all means, BillyGLifeCoaching.com, guys, head there. And last but not least, if you're interested in our new Mindset Mastery course to help you dive into this, your incredible tool, and teach you how to use it the way we've always meant to overcome the struggles in life, but step into the success and the achievement that is meant for you in every single area. We teach you how to do that. Guys, the link is in our description for this video. It's on our social media pages. Check that out, sign up for it, enroll, and I hope to see you there. But guys, I thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Until next week. See you guys.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there. Yeah, I got game, God and a fan.